Welcome back to Nile Cruise here from Beit Al Kiritleya, or the Geir Anderson Museum in the heart of Cairo, with Dina Mamdouh and myself, Mohammed Abdel. And dear viewers, the residential architecture in historic Cairo covers the area that was built during the Fatimid, Ayyubid, Mamluk, Ottoman, French occupation, and even the Muhammad Ali periods. Historic Cairo is on the east bank of the Nile River and is surrounded by modern quarters now, of course, of greater Cairo. Historic Cairo area, or Islamic medieval architecture in Cairo, has witnessed many successful patterns for housing design. Environmental and social factors were accurately included in the housing design, with different typologies, especially during the Mamluk, Ottoman and the 19th century period in Cairo. With us now here on Nile Cruise is tour guide Mrs. Maha Abdel Fattah to talk to us about Old Cairo, historic Cairo, and Islamic monuments. Thank you very much, Mrs. Maha, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Maha. And let's start and shed the light on the very beginning of this museum or house, Beit Al Kiritleya. When it was built, and many families used to live in this place until it ended with Dr. Geir Anderson, that this museum is named after him.
Okay. Actually, this museum consists of two houses. One was built in the 16th century, the other one in the 17th century. And then later on, they linked between the two houses by bridge. Then Geir Anderson, he loved Egypt. He worked for the Egyptian army for about 10 years. He was a doctor and an officer at the same time. Then he loved to stay in Egypt after retiring, so he made an agreement with not Egyptian Antiquities Department, but a committee that was responsible for restoring the Islamic old monuments. So he gave the money. He made an agreement that he's going to restore the two houses, stay in them, live in them for some while, and then afterwards, when he will go back to his country, he will leave it back to Egypt. So after he left Egypt, they converted the two houses to be a museum, housing his own collection, his private collection, furniture or paintings or things that he collected during his travelings here and there.
Yes. How do you personally feel, Mrs. Maha, when you visit a place like this, a house like this, that has a Persian room, a Damascus room, a Chinese room, even monuments from ancient Egyptian times, not only Islamic? How do you feel? How do you see a place like this, the significance or the importance of such a place?
In my own point of view, this is a very unique museum in that way, because actually the visitor is going to have an idea of different kinds of designs and carpets from different countries, paintings from different countries. So it's very interesting, actually. It's very interesting to have all this collection in one place. This is plus that the house is still keeping some Islamic old artifacts that is decorating the house everywhere, like the fountain, for example, in the open courtyard here. There's still the summer miqad, where the men used to meet their friends here in the summer. So every part of the house actually is very interesting for any visitor, not only foreigners, but even to the Arab visitors or to the Egyptians. They like it very much, actually.
Of course, the Islamic style is and the architecture is evident everywhere in this house. Tell us more about this special style.
Okay. The house is keeping the Islamic style, which is, first of all, starting from the entrance. It is a bent entrance door. So that means that when they open the door, nobody is going to be seen inside the house. I mean that even if the door is going to be open to the end, it leads to a corridor, then it leads to the open courtyard, so no one is going to be seen from the house. Plus that, there is a section for women, it's called the Harim, and another one called the Salamlik for women and for their visitors. There are lots of staircases in order that every part of the house is like separately, and so every woman can move freely, and even if they want to look at the street or at this open courtyard, they have got the mashrabiyas, the small windows there. She can enjoy looking here and there or even in the street without being seen. Inside there was a big banquet hall, and there was a secret room above where women can enjoy listening to the music or see what's going in the party without being seen by the visitors. So all these things are very special in Islamic houses.
Yes, and Egypt is rich with many houses like this. There is a Sahimi house. There is the Prince Taw's palace and others. Tell us more about these historic houses, if you will, Mrs. Maha.
Yes, the most beautiful house is Al Sahimi house. This is in Darb Al Asfar, which is nearby to Shara Al Mu'izz. What is very unique in this house that the bathroom there has got holes where water vapor can enter into the bathroom like a kind of natural sauna at that time. So this is very unique, actually, I believe. Every house has got its own, like Beit Senari, for example. It's also a large Islamic house, but it's now belonging to Bibliothèque d'Alexandrie, so it has got many culture projects that is done there. So the place is used, actually. So people go and they listen to lectures there. They get courses there. Kids go there and they teach them drawings and things like that, so it's working.
Okay, of course, as Muhammad said, Egypt and especially old Cairo is rich with old houses and museum. It's scattered everywhere. Let's get back here to Gar Anderson Museum, and it also has another name,
Yes.
Beit el-Kritleya or el-Kritleya House. Why it has this name also?
Because the last owner of one of the houses was a woman from Crete, and so the public used to call the house of the Kritleya, the woman who was from Crete. Mm-hmm. That's the reason.
Yes. Now, visiting a historic house is an interesting experience. It moves you back in history. In fact, as if you are visiting someone's house, indeed. But instead of visiting a friend or a relative, or you're coming to this house. This is a house where families used to live. So it's very, very interesting. How can we promote such a type of tourism?
Actually, we have types of tourists that love specifically Islamic monuments, like the Germans, for example. They read a lot about German monuments and Islamic monuments, and so they are more interested than any other types of tourists. But how we can promote through, I think, episodes like this, we have to show people more about the hidden treasures that they have no idea about it, like this one. This house, they rarely be visited by Egyptians, and if they will have an idea about the treasures and the nice things inside the rooms, they will definitely like to come, like exactly what happened to the museum, the Museum of Egyptian Civilization. After the parade of the mummies, everyone is interested to go, and it is very busy since then by Egyptians.
Mrs. Maha, you've said that this is it's two houses here, and it is linked with a bridge. Of course, this house is unique in its style and architecture. Tell us more about what's in this place.
Here we have got a nice library, his own collection, his own books, and it has got the complete 10 volumes of the description of Egypt. He has got all his private collection of books is still displayed in the library. We have got a place where they call it the study house, the study room, I mean, which is actually it's now like an exhibition for his paintings. He loved painting, so he represented himself wearing a pharaonic headdress and as a sphinx. Also in the same room, there is another painting, a nice painting for him, but was painted by a famous Russian painter. Also here, there is another room where he has, it is displaying some casts or models of Egyptian pharaonic monuments. They are not original. The original pieces has been sent to the British Museum, but they are all models.
All right. Now, Mrs. Maha, I want to ask you about the area as a whole, not just the Beit el-Kiritliya, but about Old Cairo as a whole. And we know that it has been, again, a World Heritage Site as declared by UNESCO since 1979. How do you see our efforts here in Egypt in preserving this area with all its rich treasures?
Restoration is always taking place everywhere, especially in old Coptic Cairo. They restored the churches, they restored the synagogue, and the cave where Virgin Mary stayed for 3 months there has been recently restored, and visitors now go and see everywhere in a neat way. Everything has been restored in a nice way.
Mrs. Maha, this place is rich in its rooms, and every room has its own story, its own style, and its own architecture. Tell us more about these rooms.
The only English style room here is the room that they call it King Louis XV. This is the only style form furniture. I mean, the furniture has got English style. Then there is another room it's called Muhammad Ali's room, where it has got portrait for Muhammad Ali, things related to the royal family. Then there is a Damascus room, and all the furniture, all the things there has got the Syrian style. There is another room, it's called the Byzantine room, where they're displaying some icons and some Christian paintings as well.
He made these rooms, or it was already in the house?
No. This is his own furniture, his own collection, private collection.
We understand there's a Persian and a Chinese room as well, right?
All his collections. Yeah. This is his collections, but he kept the Islamic furniture, the things that is related to the house is still is in its place, like the fountains, things like that. The old furniture is still there.
At the time when he lived, Mrs. Maha, we were talking maybe the 30s, maybe the 20s, the 30s, and the early 40s. Was this place like an upper class place, or was it a middle class place, or was it a lower or poorer place? What was it like in the 20s and 30s, and when Geir Anderson lived here?
No, this is most probably a high-class location.
At the time?
At that time. And it has got also a very nice panoramic view from the roof to Ahmad Ibn Tulun Mosque. So it's marvelous. The wooden art, the inlaid wooden art there in the roof is also splendid. And this is where Roger Moore has shooted his film, The Spy Who Loved Me.
Uh-huh.
So many movies were shooted in this place.
Yes.
Okay. Old Cairo is rich with, of course, many places and monuments, but there are some houses that has a unique popularity, like Beit el-Kiritliya, Beit el-Sahimi. Why? Is it because of their age, they are very old, or is it because of their style?
No, of course of their style. Mm-hmm. Everyone has got it. They are all the same. I mean, Islamic style houses are all the same, but everyone has got its own character. I mean, there is nothing completely identical, but I mean the main features, the main Islamic things that has to be in the houses are in all houses, like fountains, like the mashrabiyas, the things related to the Islamic houses are all in the same, all the houses are the same. But everyone has got its own character, its own style, you can say.
And how do you see the importance of having students visit a place like this, school students, university students, in order to raise awareness and to make them know more about their rich heritage?
Very important. I think that students have to go everywhere. Only trips are in all schools are concentrating on pyramids, citadel, museum, but I think they have to take them to other places like this. They have to see the old Islamic houses, how the furniture looks, how the style of the house. And here, people in old time, they always keen to make it healthy. Everything in the house is healthy. I mean that the open yard. This is important because it gives light to the inner rooms and plus air and refresh air. Yeah, I mean that they are following things that they can live in their houses in a healthy way.
According to your advice, of course, in Old Cairo, what is the second place after this place that tourists and students and people who are interested in history have to go to and watch?
There is the house of Zainab Khatoon, which is behind the Al-Azhar Mosque. Lots of people love to go and see it. Beit al-Sahimi is Beit al-Sahimi is the one has got the more popularity because it's next to Sharq al-Mu'izz, and that's why it has got more chance for people to go and look at it, and it's really a beautiful house. It deserves.
Now, can you differentiate between like the Mamluki architecture, the Ayyubid, the Fatimid, the Ottoman, and so on?
Yes.
And if so, what do you like the most?
But actually, most of the houses left are from the Ottoman style, Ottoman period. We don't have much houses left from Ayyubid or Mamluk period. We only have mosques and madrasas and sabils and things like that.
But this place we are in is more like Mamluk, right?
No, Ottoman style. This is Ottoman. 16th and 17th century, this is Ottoman.
Why this style of architecture, especially, of course, the Islamic architecture, is not there anymore? People are not interested maybe in doing their homes with Islamic style, or the people who are making this kind of style are not there anymore.
I think because it costs money. It costs lots of money to have a house like that. Look at the area. Look at it needs money. Even now, modern villas are not having the same area. I mean, you don't in modern villas you don't have enough space for all these things. You see,
but the kind of the mashrabiyas, the lanterns, the way of living. I'm not talking about the space. I'm talking about the style, the architecture itself. It's not there
because
anymore.
Actually, modern life, women are no more veiled to look at the street from mashrabiyas. I think it's a style of life.
The Ahmad ibn Tulun Mosque, of course, is a landmark here. We are next to that great 9th century mosque. How do you see the presence of this mosque that has kept its shape for all these centuries compared to even older ones like Amr ibn al-As or
Yes, it has been restored several times actually, and but this mosque hasn't got any luck. I don't know why. People don't go and even pray there. The place has got lots of mosques. I have never seen people enter the mosque even to pray, and it is free charge. There is no ticket there. This is the only mosque It is belonging to Egyptian Antiquities Department, but it's free charge. And in spite of that, no Egyptian tried once to go and pray there.
Although it has a beautiful design.
It has, yes, yes.
This is
And
weird.
very unique, very old.
Yeah. Mrs. Maha, Fattah, a tour guide, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now we're moving to a quick break, so please stay tuned.